In the context of casual driving, the clutch is either working or it's not working. There isn't really a gradual fade of, oh, my clutch is beginning to break. It's very easy to test drive, in fact. It either accelerates quickly or it accelerates very slowly, which is often down to the clutch. There are two scenarios where people break their clutch. One is having the clutch set up in the wrong position on the clutch handle, and the second is getting stuck in the mud and having poor technique when dealing with that situation. So the first one is bad clutch positioning when using a cable clutch. Riders often want to have the clutch way out in their fingertips, usually because they're used to hydraulic clutches. With a cable clutch, you need to have some free play. If it is way out in your fingertips, you risk one, slipping the clutch at high speeds and sometimes low speeds, and two, it's going to make the clutch extremely heavy. The bottom line is you need to make sure you have some free play in the clutch at all times. You need to screw the clutch cable in towards the clutch handle, which is going to move the clutch engagement position closer towards the handlebars. This is going to give you that free play. However, if you go too far in towards the handlebars, you'll find that when you go into gear, the bike's likely to try and fight forwards despite having the clutch fully pulled in. You're also going to find it's going to be hard to change gears, maybe impossible to get neutral. Basically, this is a common cause for people thinking that the gearbox is old or broken or worn out. Now this is a slight bog. I can very easily drive through here, no problem at all. But what a lot of people do is they give too much gas, they slip the clutch and it burns out very, very quickly. I can get out of here no problem at all, but I'm going to show you how to get stuck. A lot of gas. If I do that for a prolonged period of time, maybe even just 2 minutes, then the clutch is going to fry. It doesn't matter what the original condition is, you'll come out the other side with a broken bike. If you don't use the clutch, then the bike's not got enough power and it's going to stall. It's a bit like going up a hill. When you go up a hill, it's easier to stall. So you have no choice but to use the clutch. Now the problem is when people get stuck, they sit there holding the clutch in to try and get that extra power out of the bike. They hold it in for such a long time, but eventually the clutch burns. So what you need to do is know the techniques to get out of the mud. Now luckily, it's not all that difficult. There's various different techniques that's going to help you. The first one, very simple. You just rock the bike left and right. I don't know the physics behind it, but this creates more traction and it's going to help you get out of a sticky situation. That's the very first thing you do whenever you know you might be stuck. Just rock the bike. The second thing you can do is get as much body weight onto the back of the bike as you possibly can. If you yourself are not heavy enough, you can also really lean down on the bike with your knee and bounce it. That can help for some riders. The next thing is to try and get momentum. So when you finally apply to try and get the bike out of the mud, you want to rock it and then give the gas and the clutch with the rocking motion. But you don't need to give it too much power. So first thing, left, right, do that a couple of times. Prepare myself, rocking, and out. If nothing works and you really are stuck, this is a nasty bog, but your next step really, turn the gas off, put the bike down sideways and drag the bike out. Now it's surprisingly easy to do. And here's a clip of us doing it in Laos. It took us an hour to get this bike out of the mud, but we got it out and it was the only way we were going to get it out. Don't burn the clutch. At least once the bike was out of a mud pit, we were able to drive on again. Replacing the clutch on a motorbike is no big deal. In fact, it's common and regular maintenance. High-end riders will often plow through clutches very quickly depending on their driving style. Basically, it's a very quick job for a mechanic. A good mechanic will do it in about 30 minutes, no big deal. A lot of adventure riders, in fact, carry the tools and the parts to do it out there on the open road. But the important thing is you look around you, you consider where you are. If you're remote, and be very careful with the way you treat your clutch when stuck in the mud. Keep an eye out on your clutch position at all times and make sure there is some free play.